You know, there's something about walking into a room that just feels heavy. Maybe it's the stacks of old magazines in the corner, the drawers that haven't been opened in years, or the furniture that seems to take up more space than it should. If you've ever felt like your home is weighing you down, literally and emotionally, you're not alone. And here's the thing. After 65, the way we live in our homes can have a huge impact on how independent, energized, and free we feel. That's why today, we're talking about decluttering, but not just any room. There's one space in your home that, if you tackle it first, can make everything else feel lighter, simpler, and more manageable. And the best part? It doesn't have to be overwhelming. In fact, by starting small and focusing on the right areas, you'll not only clear out the physical clutter, but also give yourself the gift of easier movement, less stress, and more joy in your daily life. So, where should you begin? Well, if you want to make the biggest impact with the least amount of effort, start with the room you use the most. For many of us, that's the bedroom. Now, you might be thinking, the bedroom? But it's just where I sleep. But here's the truth. Your bedroom isn't just for sleeping. It's your sanctuary, the place where you start and end your day. And when it's cluttered, it can quietly drain your energy without you even realizing it. Let's start with the most obvious, yet most overlooked area, the closet. Over the years, it's easy for closets to become a catch-all for clothes we haven't worn in decades, shoes that no longer fit, and boxes of who knows what. But here's a simple rule of thumb. If you haven't used it in a year, it's time to let it go. Now, I'm not saying you have to get rid of everything sentimental. Keep the sweater your granddaughter knitted for you, or the tie you wore to your son's wedding. But those pants that haven't fit since the 90s? The blouse with the stain you've been meaning to fix? It's okay to say goodbye. And here's why this matters. A cluttered closet makes it harder to find what you need, which means more frustration every morning. But when you simplify, you'll notice something wonderful. Getting dressed becomes effortless. You can see all your options at a glance, and everything you own is something you actually love wearing. That's the power of a minimalist approach. It's not about having less for the sake of less. It's about making room for what truly serves you. Now, let's move to the nightstand. How many of us have drawers filled with old receipts, half-used tubes of lotion, or medications we no longer take? Take a few minutes to clear it out. Keep only what you use daily. Your reading glasses, a good book, maybe a notepad for those middle-of-the-night ideas. When your nightstand is tidy, your mind feels clearer too. And finally, let's talk about the space under the bed. It's tempting to use it for storage, but when it's packed with boxes and forgotten items, it can make the whole room feel heavier. If you need to keep a few things under there, opt for slim, labeled bins so you know exactly what's there. But better yet, see if you can let some of it go. You might be surprised how much lighter you'll feel when you're not subconsciously carrying the weight of all that stuff. Now, I know this might sound like a lot, but here's the good news. You don't have to do it all at once. Start with one small area, maybe just one shelf in your closet or a single nightstand drawer. Celebrate the progress, no matter how small, because every little bit of clutter you clear is a step toward a home that supports you, rather than slows you down. And when you're ready, we'll move on to the next room that can make a world of difference in your daily life. Because once you've experienced the freedom of a simpler space, you might just find yourself wanting to keep going. Now that you've started with the bedroom, the heart of your home, you've already taken a huge step toward a lighter, more manageable space. And I'll bet you've noticed something. When one area feels clearer, it's easier to breathe, move, and think. That's the magic of decluttering. It's not just about the stuff. It's about creating room for peace, ease, and yes, even a little extra energy. So, where do we go from here? The next room to tackle is one you probably use every single day, often without even realizing how much it affects your mood and independence. The kitchen. Now, I know what you might be thinking. The kitchen? But I need everything in there. And that's true. To a point. But over the years, kitchens have a way of collecting gadgets we never use, expired foods, and dishes we keep just in case. And all that clutter. It makes cooking, cleaning, and even finding what you need more difficult than it has to be. Let's start with the cabinets. Open one up, anyone, and take a quick look. How many items do you see that you haven't touched in months? That waffle maker you used once? The set of fancy glasses still in the box from 10 years ago? Here's a gentle but powerful question to ask yourself. Does this make my life easier or harder? If it's just taking up space, it might be time to pass it on to someone who will actually use it. And when you do, you'll free up not just physical space, but mental space too. Next, let's talk about the pantry. Food expiration dates have a way of sneaking up on us, and before we know it, we've got spices that lost their flavor years ago, or canned goods we'll never eat. Take an afternoon to go through yours. Toss what's expired, donate what's still good, but you won't use, and organize what's left so you can actually see it. You'll save money, reduce waste, and make meal planning so much simpler. And here's a tip you might not expect. Clear off your countertops. I know, it's tempting to leave out the toaster, the coffee maker, the stack of mail, but when surfaces are covered, the whole room feels chaotic. Try keeping only the essentials out, maybe just the 1 or 2 appliances you use daily, and store the rest. You'll be amazed at how much more spacious and inviting your kitchen feels. Now, let's move to another room that might surprise you, the bathroom. It's usually one of the smallest spaces in the house, yet somehow it becomes a magnet for half-empty bottles, expired medications, and towels we haven't used in years. And when it's cluttered, even simple routines, like brushing your teeth or getting ready for the day, can feel like a chore. Start with the medicine cabinet. Check expiration dates. Yes, even over-the-counter medications lose potency over time, and safely dispose of anything outdated. Keep only what you currently use. No need to hold on to that cough syrup from 5 winters ago. Next, tackle the shower or bathtub. How many shampoo bottles are lined up? If you've been saving hotel soaps or stocking up on lotions you don't love, consider donating unopened items to a shelter or simply letting them go. Finally, take a look at your linens. Do you really need a dozen towels when you only use a few? Keep your favorites, donate the rest, and enjoy the extra space in your cabinets. A minimalist bathroom isn't about starkness. It's about ease. When everything has its place, getting ready in the morning becomes smoother, and cleaning takes half the time. Now, I want to pause here and remind you. This isn't about perfection. It's about progress. Maybe today you clear out 1 kitchen drawer or 1 shelf in the bathroom. That's enough. Because every little bit of clutter you remove is a gift to your future self. A home that supports you instead of slowing you down. And when you're ready, we'll move on to the final space that can truly transform how you live in your home. Because once you've experienced the lightness of a decluttered kitchen and bathroom, you'll see just how much easier and more joyful daily life can be. You've done something remarkable. You've taken rooms that may have felt heavy with memories and someday items and turned them into spaces that truly work for you. The bedroom feels restful. The kitchen is functional again. And the bathroom? Well, it's probably easier to clean than it's been in years. But there's one last area we need to talk about. A space that might surprise you with how much it impacts your daily life. The living room. This is where you relax, entertain, maybe watch your favorite shows or enjoy long conversations with family. But over time, Living rooms have a way of becoming catch-alls. Side tables covered in remote controls and coasters, shelves packed with knickknacks, and furniture arranged more for how it's always been than how you actually live now. And when that happens, the room meant for comfort can start to feel quietly draining instead. Let's start with the surfaces. Coffee tables, side tables, entertainment centers. How many items are sitting out simply because they've always been there? A good rule is this: if it doesn't serve a purpose or bring you joy, it might be time to let it go. Keep the lamp you love, the photo of your grandkids, the book you're currently reading, but those old magazines, the broken decorative bowl, the stack of DVDs you never watch, they're just visual noise. Clearing them creates instant calm. Now, let's talk about furniture. Many of us hold on to chairs, tables, or even entire sets because they were expensive or because someone might need them. But here's the truth. Your home isn't a storage unit. If a piece is uncomfortable, rarely used, or makes the room feel cramped, it's okay to pass it on. Try this. Move one piece out temporarily. See how the room feels. You might discover you love the extra space to move around. And finally, the entertainment center or bookshelves. These often become museums of the past. VHS tapes we'll never watch again. Books we'll never reread. Keep what truly matters to you, but consider releasing the rest. A good question to ask. If I saw this in a store today, would I buy it again? If not, thank it for its service and let it go. Here's what happens when you declutter your living room. Suddenly, it becomes a place you want to spend time in. Cleaning is faster. Moving around is easier. And when company comes over, you won't feel that subtle stress of a space that's not quite right. Instead, you'll feel proud and comfortable in a room designed for how you live now. Now, let's take a step back and look at what you've accomplished. You've created a home that supports you, where every room makes life a little easier, a little lighter. And that's not just about having less stuff. It's about having more freedom, more energy, more space, both physically and mentally, for what truly matters to you. Remember, this isn't about achieving some picture-perfect minimalist ideal. It's about creating a home that fits you like your favorite sweater, comfortable, easy, and just right. So, if you only did one small area from this entire series, that's still a win. Because every bit of progress counts. I'd love to hear how this process has been for you. What surprised you? What felt difficult? What made you smile when you finished? Share your stories in the comments below. And if this resonated with you, consider passing it along to a friend who might need the same encouragement. Here's to your home and your life, feeling a little brighter, a little simpler, and full of exactly what you need. Thanks for letting me be part of your journey. Now go enjoy that beautiful space you've created.